It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas and sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas and sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas and sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas and sunrise.
Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. We are up dead early on another fantastic Friday. So happy that you can join us. My name is Mark Daniels.
And I'm Davrielle Gardner, and a happy Friday and a happy belated birthday to you, Bahamas.
Yeah, well, you're 50 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we had this discussion before. Does that mean Bahamas is middle age, just a teenager, a toddler? Where do you think we are?
You know, I think we're just warming up for the next phase. I think, you know, kind of like you have dog years. I think country years aren't like regular years. So it's like now we're like a teenager, I think.
There you go. There you go. You know, over the past week, you know, there's been so many celebrations happening for the 50th independence. Last weekend was a blur. There was so many events happening, from the Bahamas Games opening and starting last week. There was events downtown at the port. There was, of course, the big celebrations on Clifford Park. There was rush outs. There was, man, I can't even catch up, but I feel like Independence is still going on. We're going to ride this out to the end of the year, right?
Oh, yeah. I feel like this is like Miss Bahamas, you know, like, okay, you were training for the moment. Now the moment happened. Now you have to have the rest of the year, because this is now our 50th year. So I think that's worth celebrating all year long. I am also, I want to say, celebrated out. It has been a fantastic few weeks of events after events after events. I've loved seeing all the fireworks, just love seeing all of the families together in their Bahamian pride colors. So it's really just been a blessing to observe the enthusiasm. You know, obviously we have challenges as a country, but it's still an incredible country made up of beautiful people and just a really special place to live. So it definitely has me in my positive feelings.
I'm ready to go again. Let's go. We going back to Clifford Park Sunday. We're going to do it all over again. Run the drones, run the fireworks. You ready, right? And then you saw all the images coming out from the ball that happened, the gala ball, and then the state reception. There were so many things that happened. Everybody dressed up nicely. We saw so many beautiful women in their dresses that were made by local artists. Just all the highlights out of the past week. Bahamas Games has been going on. And, you know, if you were catching some of those sports, anything from the baseball, softball, basketball, volleyball, swimming, the sailing competition, so much has happened, and it's still going on. So make sure I catch it, because we got 2 days left today. The closing ceremony is tomorrow. So be sure to support the closing out of the Bahamas Games and support your island, where you from, or your ma and your pa from. And doing no crossing over now, because you like a certain island, you get to play for them. Your ma, your pa got to be from there. That's the rule, right?
Yeah, I saw that. I think Grand Bahamas in the lead.
Oh.
So I think we have quite a bit of trash talking in our future.
Well, that's good. And we're so happy that you're with us and ready to continue celebrating this weekend and throughout the year, celebrating our 50th year of independence. And we've got a great show for you today. We're going to hear about 2 exciting STEM summer camps happening. First, it's going to be the Hackett summer camp currently happening at the St. Andrews School, and the Beta camp is going to be starting at the Trinity Christian Schools on Monday.
The Ministry of Agriculture, Marine Resources, and Family Island Affairs is here to talk about the country's first ever, I want to get this right, Agrarian Awards. And of course, we have Bahamas Games gold medalist and MVP, Janae Saunders-Green, who's going to join us to talk about her win in volleyball. But first, let's check on weather with Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by NUA, the hands-on agency.
Thank you, Davrielle, and good morning, Bahamas. In your first look at the weather at sunrise, we do have a surface trough over the northwest Bahamas, and that's going to trigger pockets of showers and thunderstorms. We have over the southeastern islands the northern axis of a tropical wave, and that also has increased cloudiness and showers that area. So for the most part of the day, we're going to have some elevated rain chances across the islands, but still hot and humid. In your other day, a mix of sun and clouds with a few showers, isolated thunderstorms, mainly across the extreme northwest Bahamas and also the southeastern islands. High temperature 92, heat index 104. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, chance of a nighttime shower and a thunderstorm, a low going down to 78 degrees Fahrenheit. And some region highs and lows across the Caribbean. Barbados 89 and 79. In Jamaica, 93 and 82. In Trinidad, 1976. On the Turks and Caicos Islands, 91 and 78. Across North America, Atlanta, 92 and 68. In Boston, 84 and 71. In Miami, 92 and 81. Dallas, Texas, 103 and 83. And Toronto, Canada, 78 and 60. As you go to the weekend, we do expect some cloudy skies from time to time with some showers and isolated thunderstorms across the islands, mainly across the northwest and central Bahamas through the weekend as that tropical wave moves towards the west. So temperature daytime will continue to be around the 90-degree mark, at nighttime in the upper 70s. That pressure offering first look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Mark.
Welcome back to the show. How do we take a problem we want to solve and turn it into a business? You got to hack it. Hack It is 5 days of hands-on STEM instruction, and throughout this camp, you are going to be developing a technology-based startup, and the camp will give nearly 100 attendees the opportunity to apply their knowledge to an issue of social impact within the Bahamas and compete for a cash prize. Here to talk with us this morning is Aisha Bowe. She is the creator of Hack It Camp and the founder and CEO of STEM Board and Lingo and future Blue Origin astronaut. We also have with us Seymour. He is a venture capitalist and former Hack It attendee and winner back in 2015. We're so happy to have you both on the show this morning. Welcome.
Thank you.
So happy. I feel like the IQ of the room just went up like by 1,000 points, and it has nothing to do with me. I just feel all this energy coming from that side of the room. Appreciate you both being here. So Aisha, we've seen you in the news. We've celebrated you as an aeronautical engineer and all the wonderful things you're doing in space. But let's talk about Hack It. We've seen the name around town. Tell us what exactly is the Hack It Summer Camp.
Hack It is designed to bring students together who may not have any interest in math or science and challenge them to create a business that in some way make the Bahamas better. I absolutely love this week. We've been doing this now for about 7 years. And every time, the businesses that come out of it never cease to amaze. We're in the middle of the camp. We just kicked it off with Stephen and his session around venture capital. How do you actually create a strong business and raise financing? And we're going to culminate with a pitch competition where these businesses and the students will have the opportunity to showcase their ideas.
That sounds wonderful. It sounds like, a university, a mini university, because that's the point of a university. You take the students from your country, your region, and you educate them and inspire them to solve the problems of your country. But you're doing it in a 5-day camp. That's so amazing. I want to hear from Stephen. Tell me about your experience with the Hack It Summer Camp and what has led you to where you are now.
Yeah, so I heard about Hack It as a, junior in high school. I was really just going into my junior year, and I wanted to find a new way to spend my time. So at the time, I had an internship at one of our public utilities, and I said, I should probably be taking my education experience even further. So I joined as a Hack It attendee, quit my job, which was a risky decision at the time, but it ended up being a pivotal moment for me in life. So essentially, I was surrounded by top students across many different schools and across the islands in the Bahamas. And we came together and we built a solution to, a problem that happens on our waters. I'll let you go back and do a little bit of research on what we made. But essentially, after Hack It, that literally kicked my entire drive into a whole new gear. Because I went back to school that fall, I started to build more projects, and that eventually propelled me into an engineering career in college, where I really just tried to, at every step, rebuild the Hack It experience that I had. So I made student design organizations, grew them from 4 people to 80 people on my campus, and eventually doing all of that work and getting prestigious internships in tech at companies like Microsoft, it led me into the investing
Oh, wow.
side of the
That a
startup
behavior?
world, where now I work as an investor in Silicon Valley.
Wow. What do you think were some of the critical skills you learned during your time at the Hackett Summer Camp?
Yeah, I think the first thing is being able to recognize that it is possible for someone that's really young to change the world. We had a speaker that was a Morehouse College alum at the time, and he really focused on us honing our communication skills and being able to believe in ourselves as future engineers. It may sound small and it may not be a tactical skill, but it's one of those things where it turns a light bulb on in your head and you're like, hey, even though I'm learning how to code and I'm learning how to work with hardware, ultimately I have the confidence to now go and solve problems even beyond the Hackett competition experience.
Amazing. And problem solving is a critical skill we all need no matter what you do in life. You don't even need to have a job, you still need to know how to problem solve, right? Exactly. So back to the camp, tell us how the camp got started, and he mentioned some of the skills that he learned, and what are the areas you focus on in your camp?
Yeah, I grew a multi-million-dollar business out of nothing. I've grown another business because Stephen helped me. We together, after camp, I went to him as a venture capitalist and I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to create this product. And he helped me raise nearly $2 million last year. And I want to bring that here. I want to bring that to camp. The idea that you can make something out of nothing, even if you don't think you know what you're doing. And it all starts with experiences like this, where you get together with a group of people, you create an idea, and you simply try. Because even if you do not succeed, you learn. And you're likely to succeed the second or third time you try again.
So we heard about coding, and so tell us about some of those skills that are being taught this week.
So we actually are teaching the Lingo Coding Kit, which we developed for the camp, and we turned into a product that serviced over 6,000 students last year. It's hands-on exposure to engineering through electronics. And so the students on the first day built a sensor that detects the humidity in the soil for their plants. Because I don't know about you, but I'm a serial plant killer. And I want to know if my plant is thirsty or not. I mean, I can kill bamboo. So for the students, they were taught about the electrical sensors. We actually bought plants from the nursery, and they are learning how to take sensor measurements. And that was their exposure. Now, they're going to, over the course of the week, do a couple more activities like this. They will get to keep the kits, so they can continue to learn from us online after we go. But these sensors are things that they can use in the environment around them and directly relate to elements that in some way they can use either in college or potentially to build a business of their own.
Shoot, I know some farmers that could use that right now.
Exactly.
Right? So you talked about the camp started this week. You're pretty much halfway through the camp. Let us know what's happening the rest of the week. I hear some exciting things are in the pipeline.
Listen, I love a good surprise. We are actually going to end the camp with a keynote by SpaceX launch director Frank Messina. This is a treat. I'm going to tell the students today at camp for them to get ready. He will also be part of the judging of the competition. Because for me, it's very important to bring these high-tech sectors to the Bahamas. I want the students to know that they are just as important as everyone everywhere else in the world, and they're receiving a world-class education, and we're going to bring world-class people here to do it. And so we're opening that session. Anyone who can hear my voice and this taping are welcome to join us at St. Andrew's Auditorium. The camp is open to both public and private school students. We're going to start at 9 o'clock. And then Frank, who was recently featured in a Netflix documentary called Return to Space, will do a special Q&A just for the students starting at 11.
That's awesome. That sounds so exciting. So this is Saturday at 9 a.m. at St. Andrews, correct?
Correct.
Perfect. You gave a talk this week to the students. Just give us a brief summary of what you spoke to them about and what you think your impact is on the camp this year.
Yeah, so I brought my venture capital experience to the camp this year. So essentially I told students more about how to raise money if you're going to build a really large business. Even though they're building prototypes today, many of the largest companies that we see today all started off as these mini circuit boards that look very similar to the lingo kits the kids are using today. Big for an implementation.
Think big, because money talks, right? And you need money to bring these ideas to life. As we wrap up, what do you want our viewers to know about Hackett and what you have planned for the Bahamas going forward?
Well, I'm really excited. Next year, the Bahamas is going to have the opportunity to support my journey to space. And on that road, in honor of the 50th, the Golden Jubilee, we hosted a camp with about 50 students because this, to me, represents the future. This is innovation. This is what the next 50 years looks like. It looks like venture capitalists like Steven coming here and telling people, hey, we have over $1 billion under management. I'm going to teach you how to raise money. And it ends with people knowing that they themselves can build multi-million and multi-billion-dollar businesses here in the Bahamas.
I love it. I'm feeling inspired already. Stephen, me and you need to talk after the taping done. I'm taking him.
He needs to be on tour.
I know, right? We're going to put you on tour. Every school, every island. We need to celebrate people like you and like you, because through this environment of the Hackett Camp, there's going to be so many students who've been inspired already and who's going to be inspired in the future. So thank you for your vision. Thank you for the work that you do. We look forward to seeing you in space. And Stephen, thank you again for being on the show this morning and bringing your experience all the way from California. Thanks for coming home. We enjoyed having you both on the show this morning. You guys take care. Thank you for watching Mamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
With so much going on in the world today, only accepting cash at your business can be risky. Let Fidelity offer you and your customers safety, convenience, and the flexibility of a fixed or mobile terminal. Take it with you, on the move and on the go, because business should never stop. For more details, speak to one of our business development officers at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit our website at fidelitygroup.com or visit us at any of our branches.
Attention customers, next Tuesday, a major hurricane will cause complete confusion and chaos throughout the entire Bahamas. Water, phone, and internet services will be in short supply. Definite data loss is expected to all local and family island businesses.
Disasters don't plan ahead, but you can. Be ready with push-to-talk service that keeps you connected with your workforce with a simple push of a button. Contact the experts today at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Island.
Hi, I'm Ria Christina, and I'm super excited to be the new host of You and Your Money, local international banks that has actually been closing some of their branches. It actually gives me an opportunity to share my views, my take on the financial matters. Even when we think about what's happening globally, we still have a lot of work to do in terms of having to educate business owners as to the importance, the economic impact, and how it is that we can look at improving the Bahamian economy. $1 billion. That's how much we spend every year importing food in this country. It also gives me an opportunity to have conversations, and that's meaningful conversations with thought leaders within our community, even having to see how it is that we can work together or even the opportunities that may exist for many Bahamians. So I'm excited to be here and looking forward to the great conversations that's to come.
Welcome back. The Bahamas Engineering and Technology Advancement Camp invites you to ignite your STEM passion during its 2-week summer engineering camp, starting this Monday, July 17th. Here to tell us more is Andrew Williams II, an aerospace engineer and a camp instructor. Good morning, Andrew, and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. It's good to be on the TV broadcast this morning.
Yeah, so an aerospace engineer. I don't think I've met too many of those. What is that like? What's that experience like?
Well, technically, I studied aerospace airport management at Militant State University, and kind of introducing that to the camp. They gave me the idea of an engineer can be anything, anyone. It depends on how you apply it to a certain problem. So I introduced aerospace engineering to the camp, where I introduced the kids on different areas of the aviation industry. So that's airport management, that's pilot side, that's the mechanical and how the airport operates, procedures and protocols. So the camp allows me to help the kids broaden their horizons since pilot is the goal, but there's different areas of the aviation industry.
So tell me, you know, obviously this beta camp, I'm sure so many people are looking forward to it. Talk about the team that actually put this together.
So our co-founders are D'Angelo Wilson and Trenicka Rolle are currently right now, they're very busy. Our camp is next week, Monday, so they're trying to do the kinks behind the scenes. So there's different areas of the camp. So the camp offers different disciplines of STEM. So that's biomedical engineering, chemical engineering, civil engineering, and data science engineering. And I introduced the camp with something totally different, was aerospace engineering. So it was a different discipline, and it requires a different protocols and procedures. So it's more serious, but we allow the kids to have fun at the same time.
And just for the benefit of our viewers, dive into what STEM refers to.
So STEM refers to different theories or practicals you could apply to different situations. So it's physics, chemistry, mechanics, and data science. So allowing different disciplines or different methods to be applied to a different situation or problem to get it resolved.
So who exactly is the beta camp geared toward? What type of person or what type of student should attend this camp?
So it's more geared to kids through the ages of 11 to 14, kind of going into high school, allowing the kids to see what kind of disciplines or areas or careers they want to go into. So we have a lot of kids that we introduce these different STEMs, and they are able to find out what they want to do for the rest of their life or what kind of college they want to go to. So a lot of our kids are moving abroad to do their studies, and we have actually had 4 kids that started their own business from the camp.
Really? Well, actually, that kind of leads me into my next question. What previously over the years, what has the feedback been from the camp?
It's been phenomenal. We had kids from straight from Bahamians that are living in Canada that really like to do the camp every year. We have kids from the Family Islands, so San Salvador, Bimini. I think we had some kids from Long Island and Eleuthera. So they really love the camp, and they always want to come back. So even if they go above the age that the camp allows, they always want to come back. So when they come back, they volunteer.
Wow.
I actually started out as a volunteer too. And so I came from Doris. I started out as a volunteer, and I came in love with the camp. So every year I came back, and I also contributed to the camp as also.
So where exactly is the event being held? And if somebody is thinking about signing up or signing up their kid, what is the cost?
Actually, the application is going to be closed today at 10.
Okay.
It will be held at Holy Trinity, and the cost is $200 for 2 weeks.
Okay, so people need to get on it right now. So 10 o'clock this morning, your chances of going to beta camp are coming to an end. Do people have to come out for both weeks of the camp?
Yes, we do offer both weeks of the camp. So that way they get the full experience for the camps. That being because we teach theories how to solve a problem, and then we allow the kids to compete with each others in a group, and they compete for a prize, either a cash prize or as a gift prize. And so when they compete, they solve a problem in the Bahamas that we currently face.
Wow. And how can people, well, of course you mentioned that you are at Holy Trinity, but is there a contact number for everyone to reach you at in case they have questions prior to coming out there?
Sure thing. You can contact us on our email, but to contact me personally, it's 629.
It's so important for the young people of the Bahamas.
Oh, it's very important. So for 2 weeks, we introduce theories how to solve a problem. And then we give the kids a problem in the Bahamas to solve. not relying on the government to solve our problems, but the kids solve it with the theories we teach. So it's amazing what these kids come up with. And from the theories that we teach them, these kids are now introduced in the industry they want to be in. So the 4 kids that actually started their own business, I think one of them started their coding business and now doing really good in the Bahamas. I think it's kids coding.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And what are some of the, if you can, what are some of the other businesses that different persons have started?
Oh, let me see if I can remember. So one of the kids started his own, he restore old watches. So old Rolex watches. I think that was amazing that he restores them, shines them up, give them a new facelift and new mechanics inside. I think that one is amazing. And this next one, he's in the sponging industry, introducing how to restore sponges. I think that one is really amazing. So it's amazing what these kids have, like a large imagination. So the things we teach them, they are able to do different things into different industries. So with my class, I'm teaching them how to use renewable energy.
You're able to use science and engineering technology in diverse industries is excellent. If you do want your kids to come out to Beta Camp, you need to hurry on down to Holy Trinity. They're closing registration at 10 a.m. today, and I'm sure that this is going to be a full camp. So thank you so much, Andrew, for joining us and telling us about this exciting initiative.
Okay, it's really nice talking about it. And I just want to say, it's amazing what we can do to just help out our community. So a lot of our instructors are abroad. They always come back. They come back in the summer to teach kids, just to contribute to our community.
That is excellent. And this seems like a camp worth coming back to. Clearly, it had a huge impact on you. And I am confident that it's going to have a wonderful impact on our generations to come. So again, run on down to Holy Trinity. Make sure you get your kids signed up for Beta Camp. And thanks again, Andrew. Thank you for watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
The Euro device is very affordable. It allows you to increase your internet connectivity. You are able to do away with the buffering, say goodbye to the dead spots. It gives them a much more stable connection. Their customers are able to view their digital menus. The establishment is able to stream. It allows for everyone, the customers and the business operators, to have a much more robust and stable internet connectivity.
Focall Holdings Limited is proud of its consistent growth and the financial success it continues to bring to many Bahamians who invest in the company. Focall is committed to ensuring optimal financial performance for its shareholders. Focall's leadership remains focused on superior customer service and operational excellence across all sectors. Focall.
The islands of the Bahamas. Fly away.
Good morning and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're up dead early on another fantastic Friday and we're at the mid-show. Thank you for sticking with us. My name is Mark Daniels.
And I'm Davriel Gardner.
Oh, I keep
right. Well, that's my intro thing.
Oh, right.
It's okay. And a happy Friday to you.
I was like, wait, what? Oh. So thanks for sticking with us. We had a great first half of the show. We enjoyed our conversation with two aerospace engineers, and I didn't know we had a number of them in country, actually. And speaking to Andrew, he said there's about 20 Bahamians who are studying aerospace engineering, which is, I think, commendable and fantastic. I didn't know that.
Absolutely, we do. I think we take for granted that there's a real appreciation and aptitude, honestly, in the Bahamas for science, for STEM, which I believe is science, technology, engineering and math. There you go.
Right, and we're taking off, right? You know, no pun intended, but yeah, to all of these Bahamians who are going to be in space, I'm looking forward to it. You know, you've seen that image where they show whichever astronaut it is, taking a photo of the Bahamas from space and showing just the colors of our water and how it stands out. And, in our segment with Aisha, she mentioned that during the talk, what's going to happen tomorrow at St. Andrews, that they're going to talk about the special role that the Bahamas plays in navigating through space. And maybe it has to do with just our positioning and where we are and how well we can see it. But we's big things, in the words of Stalik.
Big ting.
Bahamas is big ting. Anyway, we have a great second half coming up. We're going to be talking about the Agrarian Awards, and the Ministry of Agriculture, Marine Resources, and Family Island Affairs is here to talk all about that.
And Janae Saunders-Green is here to talk about her win in volleyball during the Bahamas Games, which is almost done, so you better catch those last couple days, as well as we're going to have a second look at weather with Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by NUA, the hands-on agency.
Thank you, Gabrielle, and good morning, Bahamas. And your second look at the weather at sunrise, we take a look at the tropics. And in the tropics this morning, we do have an area of low pressure, about 1,000 miles west-southwest of the Azores. No threat to Bahamas, has a 70% chance of development over the next 7 days. On the local scene, troughing across the extreme northwest Bahamas will support some showers and thunderstorms. Tropical wave moving into the southeastern islands. That's going to increase showers over the central southeastern islands today, moving into New Providence by late night into tomorrow morning. And so we're going to have some showers during the weekend and some possible thunderstorm activity. In your marine forecast today, those winds southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the northwest Bahamas. East to southeast at 15 to 20 knots, seas 4 to 7 feet over the central and southeastern islands. We do have a caution posted over the central and southeastern islands. On Saturday, those winds continue southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the northwest Bahamas, and east to southeast at 15 to 20 knots, seas 4 to 7 feet over the central and southeastern islands. Then on Sunday, those winds become southerly at 15 knots, sea 3 to 5 feet over the northwest Bahamas, east to southeast at 15 knots, sea 3 to 5 feet over the central and southeastern islands. Your tides, just had a high tide at 5:45 this morning. Next low tide will be at 5 minutes past midday. High gain this evening at 6:37. Sunset, 8:01 this evening. Rising more at 6:28. UV index 9. Your water temperature 83 degrees Fahrenheit. And your moon phase now moving towards the new moon. You extend out that combination of trough and also the tropical wave will continue to support showers and thunderstorms tomorrow into Sunday morning as it moves out by Sunday morning. And so, look like Saturday is going to be a wet day for the northwest and central islands. Those temperature data will be around the 90-degree mark at nighttime, around the 80-degree mark. Heat indices will continue to be in the triple digits. That puts a wrap on your final look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Mark.
Thank you, Godfrey. The Ministry of Agriculture, Marine Resources, and Family Island Affairs have launched the country's first ever Agrarian Awards under the theme, Our Food, Our Future. Here to tell us more is Kendea Smith. She is the head of public relations at the Ministry of Agriculture, Marine Resources, and Family Island Affairs, and also the chairperson of the Agrarian Awards. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning, Mark. How are you?
I'm great, and thank you for joining us dead early, so bright and beautiful on the set this morning.
I am dead early all the time. I get up at 4 a.m. most mornings.
You see, it's that farmer's life, that agrarian life.
No, it's just not that life. It's the life that I have to exercise around that time because I'm afraid of sun.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, the sun is very hot this summer. So tell us about the Agrarian Awards and its purpose.
Okay, so the purpose of the Agrarian Awards is to highlight farmers of our country. Many people don't really understand the role that farmers play in our country. Before there was tourism, there were farmers. We have to eat. We can't literally live without our farmers. So we at the Ministry of Agriculture, Marine Resources, and Family Island Affairs thought that it was a great way to celebrate the 50th Independence Anniversary. And we came up with this award show. We partnered with the Agriculture Development Organization to come up with this award show to give away over $40,000 in cash and prizes to every spectrum of farmer you could think of. So we have a number of categories, namely male and female farmer of the year. They win about $10,000. You have the youth, anyone under the age of 30. They win about $5,000, male and female. That's the Prime Minister's Youth Award. Then we have the community, Governor General's Community Award, and they would win $5,000 in supplies. So with schools would also win $5,000 in supplies. But my favorite one is the backyard farming one. That's the social media one. What you do, you go to MOAMRFIA Bahamas, our Facebook page. You send us photos, MOAMRFIA@gmail.com. And after you do so, we post your photos, and then you ask followers, and not just likes. I have to make sure that's very clear. So we ask the contestant to follow the page, and then get others to follow the page, and then like your photo. The more followers like the photo, the more chances you have to win, and you win $2,500.
Right. All of this is so exciting. First of all, the cash prizes for a farmer, they can use that in any number of ways.
Yes.
You know, farming is an input-intensive endeavor where you're always inputting something into the land, into your animals. You're preparing for the next. So there's so many aspects to it. So I'm happy that, you took the chance to launch these awards and to highlight all those different categories of farmers.
Yes.
Who's eligible to be nominated?
Well, let me go over the criteria. But the first thing is that you have to be Bahamian, because this is a part of our independence. So you have to use good agriculture practices. You have to contribute to the overall development of agriculture. You must have been farming for at least 3 years, be able to prove some kind of commercial sales with records of the past 2 years. So that's basically the criteria, and all of that could be found on adobahamas.org. You can nominate yourself or have someone nominate for you, because I know there are a lot of older farmers who aren't exactly tech savvy.
Exactly.
So if they have grandchildren or someone else who thinks that they deserve to be nominated, and then it goes through the Department of Agriculture to be vetted. You have to make sure that you are registered with the Department of Agriculture. We have about 5,000 registered farmers. So the majority of the farmers that we are seeing are registered. The backyard farmer and the community farmer and the school farmer don't have to be registered with the department. But if you're going for the top prize, the $10,000, you have to be registered. And all of this is going to culminate at an awards ceremony, kind of like a Grammy-style green carpet event.
Oh, I love it.
At September 16th at Margaritaville.
That sounds so exciting. We have to celebrate our farmers at all levels, as the way your categories indicate. From, I've been in Long Island, I've seen ladies 100 years old still walking out to the field to go and farm and do their work. And then you have, at the other end of the spectrum, those who are backyard farmers who they save the tops off of their pineapple and they propagating their potato and celery and onion from the store, and then they're able to have a nice kitchen garden. And I think all of that full spectrum is important in terms of full food security. So I'm so happy that you're highlighting.
Yes, and we also have a Lifetime Achievement Award. When I neglected to say there's Diane Lady Di Thompson. Lady Di. She's been doing it for 4 decades, and we thought it was fitting for this first round that she would be the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Well deserving.
Yes.
Make my mouth watering now thinking about pineapple.
Sugar loaf.
Right?
Sugar loaf.
Is there a deadline for nominations?
Yes. July 31st.
Okay.
It's totally cut off after that. Then we go into selling our tickets for the big event.
So So tell us about the judges who will be judging this competition. I'm sure it's not going to be easy, but just give us an idea.
I can't really reveal our blue ribbon panel. Secret, yes, right? Because you don't want people going after the blue ribbon panel and be like, no, why didn't you pick me?
That's true.
So it's a secret blue ribbon panel. And the Department of Agriculture will be vetting all of our nominations, except for the backyard farmer. That is strictly people's choice on our Facebook page. Awesome. So everyone will know who's the winners on September 16th at Margaritaville at 7 p.m.
And you've described this wonderful event that's going to be happening, the Green Carpet event. Do you think this will bring prestige and a level, different attention, I guess, to farming and inspire other people to get involved?
Well, I think so. From what we've been seeing so far, people are excited about it. It's the first time something like this has ever been done. The Ministry of Agriculture is really taking off, has been taking off for the past, I'd say, 2 years. More attention has been on agriculture and what we can do in the Bahamas. We have to really pay attention to our food security. I know COVID seems it's in the rearview mirror. COVID seems like it's in the rearview mirror, but there's still a conflict between Russia and Ukraine. At one point we were really struggling, so a lot of farmers stepped their game up during that time. And we want to encourage that. Our food import bill is still entirely too high. It's 90%. That equates to over $1 billion. We import way too much of our food. Our counterparts are light years ahead of us. If you've ever been to Jamaica, and I know you have, Mark.
Yes.
And I know you have. Farms over there are actually overtaking tourism, even though they do well in tourism. They are really light years ahead of us in terms of agriculture. If the world were to cut them off, it wouldn't even matter. If the world was to cut us off,
it would be a little tough, right? Right. And
so that's why we have to encourage farming. And I want young people, I want to hear more from young people. That's why this category is in it, because it's an aging profession. In the Bahamas particularly, and we want more young people to know you don't have to go out you don't have to lift your head to the rising sun to go farm. Right. you know well that you can use containerized farming. There's different methods now that are coming on stream. You just have to do your research. And I also want to say for those looking to do something like that, the ministry is also providing sustainable food growth grants. Awesome. It's grants, not loans. You don't have to pay it back. You get that through Access Accelerator. So there's ways to get more involved, and that's what we want to see when it comes to agriculture. This is what these awards are actually pushing.
Sounds like I need to go buy my green tux to go down the carpet, right?
For the green carpet affair.
We love it. How can people find out more about the awards and the ceremony?
Okay, so you find out more about the awards at adobahamas.org. That is where you nominate. All of the criteria there. You could also follow our Facebook page, and we're basically on everything. Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, you name it, we're on it. TikTok.
You got a TikTok? Oh, yeah.
We have a TikTok.
You definitely can grab the young people there, right?
We have a TikTok. You can follow us, but our Facebook page is our strongest, where a lot of our videos and all of the information about the Agrarian Awards are there. But adobahamas.org is where you go to nominate yourself or nominate someone you know. Backyard Farming, you head to the Facebook page, email us, and get your votes in, and you could win $2,500.
Awesome. I am so excited about this. Let's get growing, right?
Yes,
Getting ready
good
for the Agrarian.
to grow.
Good to grow.
Here we grow.
I love it. Kendea Smith, thank you again for coming on the show. She's the head of public relations at the Ministry of Agriculture, Marine Resources, and Family Island Affairs, and also the chairperson.
I love that you know the whole name.
Yeah, I got to say it out. Right?
The whole thing.
The full thing. Thank you again for joining us dead early, bringing the energy and the beauty on set this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. Let's get growing, or good to grow. We'll be right back.
Kaylee? Sorry, I'll be out for a while dealing with my home and car insurance.
What? You know there's a newer way, right?
A new way?
Where have you been? Look, go to newerinsurance.com, log in, get your quote, buy your insurance, done. You can even use it to manage a claim.
Oh? By the way, it's not newer. It's NUA. Where's she been?
Do it anyway with NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers.
Meet Leno, your bridge to the future. Wealth planning, investments, corporate services, trust services, pension administration, fund administration, outsourced accounting, and payroll. When you think of financial solutions, think of Leno. Local or international, company or individual, Leno can help. Our team of skilled professionals has the experience and expertise needed for you to strive. Your goals are our goals and our priority. Leno will guide you to the right financial solution with the knowledge, resources, and support you need. Give us a call at 242-396-3225 or email us at info@lenobahamas.com to get started. Visit our website, www.lenobahamas.com, for more information today. Leno, your bridge to the future.
One thing, two things, new thing, old things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Welcome back. The Bahamas Games conclude tomorrow, and our next guest won gold in volleyball with her team Columbus Isles Arawaks, and she's here to talk about her performance at the games. She is Janae Saunders-Green, the MVP, gold medalist of the Columbus Isles Arawaks. Good morning, and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So I see we have quite the display here.
Yes.
This morning. So how does it feel to be the MVP?
It feels great. Well, it wasn't really unexpected going into it. I had a lot of opportunities to just play my game. It was a really good experience too, so feels good.
What was the Bahamas Games like for you?
The Bahamas Games is a really good experience. Probably the highest level of volleyball I've seen locally.
Mm-hmm.
So it was pretty good to see all the islands, everybody from each island come and play.
So help me understand, or I guess help the viewers understand as well. When we say Columbus Isles, what team does that refer to?
Columbus Isles refer to Sansal, Rumkey, and Cat Island.
Why was your particular team the team to beat?
I guess we have a lot of veteran players and a lot of experienced players on our team, and most of us were or are currently national team players.
Talk about your strategy as a team and then your strategy on an individual level coming into these games to be victorious.
Well, our strategy as a team was just to serve well, pass well, play good defense, and make sure we cut down on our errors. Personally, my goal was just to cut down on my errors, make sure I served the ball really well, and whatever I practiced, I played.
So I am curious, you are a member of the national team, and of course your particular Family Island team won. So were you playing opposite some of your teammates on the national team?
Yes, I actually did. Each team that I played against had one of my teammates on it.
And how was that experience?
It's always good playing against our teammates. In practice when we scrimmage, we always, talk to each other bad. So playing against them in an actual tournament, it was really good to experience that in real time.
So we know playing any sport, even if it's just for fun, much less on the national team, is demanding in terms of your time and your schedule. So how do you balance being a part of the national team, being a part of the Bahamas Games team, and all the things that you have to do with work and your family?
Well, I participated on a national team from a very young age. I swam for the national team since I was 11. And so all those years playing in college, it kind of now is easier to manage now because of all that experience when I was younger.
Talk about why volleyball is so special to you.
Well, my whole family plays volleyball. I didn't actually like volleyball at first. I loved swimming. Like I said, I was a national team swimmer. But seeing all my family excel in it at the top level, all of my family members played at the national level, that just was something that I wanted to follow in their footsteps.
And how do they feel? What has been their sense of pride over your win as MVP?
Well, they've all said that they were proud of me at some point during this competition, this last competition, and it just feels great to know that your family is proud of you.
What do you think is next for you in terms of volleyball?
Well, we travel next week to Suriname for the Senior Caribbean Volleyball Championships, and so that would be next for us, and we hope to do well at that tournament.
Do you think that volleyball gets the kind of attention that it deserves in the Bahamas?
I actually do not think that it does. I think as a volleyball community, we can do better on the night league side, on the league side, and as a federation in promoting the sport.
You mentioned, that you learned or you developed your passion for volleyball from your family members. Are you doing anything on a personal level to foster a love of volleyball in the younger generation?
Yes, actually, one of my goals is to make sure that people get the same experience that I have. And so, well, we haven't been able to have development practices recently because of the lack of gym time or gym access. But what we do is we have a development program where we develop young athletes. And my goal is to make sure that they go off to school and get that same opportunity that I would have gotten.
As someone who has, again, moved through the ranks of volleyball in the Bahamas to the highest level, what have been some challenges that you faced along your journey?
Well, in volleyball, some of the challenges really is more so just getting the support from the associations and the federation. Mm-hmm. I would say that's the biggest challenge for me.
Now, the Columbus Isles Collective, that's a group made of more than one island. How did you manage to practice together to get ready?
We actually only had one practice, maybe about 2 weeks ago, and that was it. We just came and played.
So you feel like you must have, to be the champion and to come from 3 different islands, to come together and be victorious, that seems to speak to just a natural sort of chemistry that you all had together.
Well, yes, like I said, experience played a big part in that win. Most of those ladies played years before I started, and I started 2009. And so the experience definitely was a factor in that.
Now, I know you said you came into the games feeling very confident, so you're not completely shocked, but just walk us through the feelings that you had, first of all, when you realized that your team won the gold medal, and then secondly, when they named you the MVP.
When we won the gold medal, I know while playing the game, we can see that our morale got a lot higher during the ending of the game. And so when we won, the excitement was there. We were so happy, so proud to do it also in front of the Prime Minister, whose constituency it actually is. And so it was a great feeling to do that. As MVP, it was a great feeling as well to do it in front of a home crowd. And so it was nice for me to win that.
Especially in the 50th year of our
yes.
our independence. What do you hope the next 50 years of volleyball in the Bahamas looks like?
I hope that the sport continues to grow. I hope that we get a lot more younger players involved in the sport, both female and male. I know the male following is a lot larger than the females right now, but I hope that they do continue to grow. And we get the sport just as well as baseball is right now.
I love it. Bahamian volleyball is the next frontier of global sports for the Bahamas. You heard it here first. Janae, congratulations to you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Attention customers, next Tuesday, a major hurricane will cause complete confusion and chaos throughout the entire Bahamas. Water, phone, and internet services will be in short supply. Definite data loss is expected to all local and family island businesses.
Disasters don't plan ahead, but you can. Be ready with push-to-talk service that keeps you connected with your workforce with a simple push of a button. Contact the experts today at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Island.
The Your device is very affordable. It allows you to increase your internet connectivity. You are able to do away with the buffering, say goodbye to the dead spots. It gives them a much more stable connection. Their customers are able to view their digital menus. The establishment is able to stream. It allows for everyone, the customers and the business operators, to have a much more robust and stable internet connectivity.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
Hi, I'm Ria Christina, and I'm super excited to be the new host of You and Your Money, a local international bank that has actually been closing some of their branches. It actually gives me an opportunity to share my views, my take on the financial matters. Even when we think about what's happening globally, we still have a lot of work to do in terms of having to educate business owners as to the importance, the economic impact, and how it is that we can look at improving the Bahamian economy. $1 billion. That's how much we spend every year importing food in this country. It also gives me an opportunity to have conversations, and that's meaningful conversations with thought leaders within our community, even having to see how it is that we can work together or even the opportunities that may exist for many Bahamians. So I'm excited to be here and looking forward to the great conversations that's to come.
Well, it has been a great show on yet another fantastic Friday on Bahamas at Sunrise. We've been talking about some exciting summer camps. So I think you have 2 hours to catch the beta camp to register your preteens and your teens for that incredible initiative. We have some exciting things coming up just in terms of agriculture. We have another science camp going on. So the summer is off to full swing. Of course, we're closing out the Bahamas games just in time to wrap up, I guess, the tail end of our 50th independence celebration. So summer is off to, I think, a really good swing, Mark.
Yeah, I think we're about midsummer now. You definitely can feel it with the heat. Remember, the heat advisory is pretty high over the next couple of weeks if you listen to what Godfrey's been saying. So stay hydrated, stay in the cool, wear white, all those things. Eat your native fruits, but also get out this and support the Bahamas games. Support the STEM camps that are happening. Tomorrow there's a talk at St. Andrews at 9 a.m. Get out and enjoy the beach, man. Beach all day for the rest of the year, right?
That was going to be my advice. Get into the water.
Hit the beach. Let's take it over. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you all next week. Have a great weekend.